You close your eyes and picture it, standing barefoot on pristine white sand, exchanging vows by the gentle crash of the Pacific Ocean. Then the reality of planning an event from 3,000 miles away sets in. You are suddenly navigating time zones, coordinating vendor logistics, and unpredictable tropical weather. Without a clear strategy, unguided destination weddings often face 5 critical failure points: crowded public beaches, missing legal permits, harsh lighting, tidal shifts, and extreme humidity. Exchanging vows in paradise works best when you anticipate these variables well before your flight touches down. Step 1 is securing your location, which brings us to a strict legal reality. All beaches in Hawaii are public property. You cannot block off a section of sand, which means curious tourists and sunbathers are a built-in part of the landscape. To legally bring an officiant and a photographer onto that sand, you are required to secure a commercial use permit from the Department of Land and Natural Resources. Skipping this paperwork carries immediate consequences. State authorities actively patrol popular beaches, and unauthorized ceremonies face heavy fines or getting shut down mid-vow. To manage the crowds, you have to adjust your geography or your clock. You can select naturally secluded spots on the North Shore, like Ko'ela Bay, or schedule a sunrise ceremony when the beaches are still mostly empty. Navigating these local regulations and selecting the right time and place is the most effective way to minimize outside interference. Once your location is set, you need to lock in a time. The most common error couples make is scheduling their vows for 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This diagram shows exactly why midday is problematic. At a harsh vertical angle, the tropical sun casts deep shadows under the brow, creating dark shadows in your photos, while the intense heat guarantees heavy sweating. To fix this, look up the exact sunset time for your wedding date and schedule your ceremony to begin in this specific 90-minute block right before the sun goes down. By timing your event to this golden hour, you ensure the light rays hit at a soft horizontal angle. This strict scheduling is the most reliable way to ensure professional quality photos. Now we have to address the physical environment. Hawaii's coastlines are highly dynamic, subject to sudden shifts in ocean energy. If you fail to consult a local tide chart before setting up, a rising tide can swallow your ceremony space, forcing you to move arches and guest seating backward away from the surf. That wet, shifting sand creates another logistical problem. Formal heels will sink immediately. Setting up a shoe valet station allows your guests to swap dress shoes for flip-flops to make the walk to their seats manageable. Above the sand, you are dealing with sustained coastal trade winds. Long, loose hairstyles and flowing veils act like sails in these conditions, whipping the crossfaces and disrupting the photography. Those same trade winds easily drown out unamplified voices. If you want your guests to hear your vows, renting a quality microphone system for your officiant is a necessity. By accounting for the tides and the wind, you prevent the island's natural elements from becoming a distraction. Those environmental factors also dictate how you prepare your skin. Applying standard heavy silicone-based foundations in 85% humidity creates a greenhouse effect on your face. Trapped body heat forces your skin to sweat beneath that heavy makeup layer. Within an hour, the foundation can begin to slide off or break apart into uneven patches. In this diagram, you can see the technical solution. Use thin layers of breathable, long-wear formulas and apply setting powder to keep the skin matte strictly in the center T-zone, allowing the cheekbones to reflect the natural light. But the foundation of that skin prep actually starts days earlier. Flying across the Pacific spikes your cortisol and causes inflammation. Resting for 2 to 3 days upon arrival lowers that stress response, giving your skin time to clear and hydrate. Bridal radiance in the tropics comes from regulating your nervous system and choosing products that work with the humidity. Even with perfect timing and preparation, island weather is highly localized. A sunny morning can quickly transition into a sudden, heavy afternoon downpour. Pinning the success of your entire wedding on the assumption of clear skies creates an intense psychological burden. Without a fallback option, a rainstorm becomes a catastrophic event. A functional backup plan requires specific criteria. You need to secure a venue with a covered terrace or a lanai that provides shelter while still maintaining a clear, unobstructed view of the ocean. Securing that secondary location acts as an emotional insurance policy. When the rain starts to fall, moving to a beautiful covered venue feels like a seamless decision instead of a last-minute failure. You now have the technical knowledge to handle state permits, environmental factors, and weather contingencies. However, acting as your own coordinator and executing this complex checklist from thousands of miles away can overshadow the joy of your actual vacation. The most efficient way to manage these variables is to hand them over to a local team. Specialists like Reverend James Chun at Hawaii Wedding Studio can manage the entire process on your behalf. Relying on island professionals allows you to step back, take a breath, and truly be present for your own ceremony.